On the all new Viral this week, Papa John's lands himself in hot water by using the N-word. As an all new Viral starts right now. This is Kid Dix. Welcome once again to a brand new Viral. As always, join in the conversation. Use the hashtag Viral here on Connect TV and join in the conversation as we talk about old Papa John's on today's topic, where Papa John's real name is John Schnatter, the founder of Papa John's. He uses the N-word while talking to his shareholders and investors at a conference call meeting. This incident caused a backlash to him and his company. Let's take a look.
Better ingredients, better pizza.
He is the face of Papa John's. But tonight, John Schnatter is stepping down as chairman of the board from the company he founded. After this Forbes article revealed he allegedly complained during a conference call that KFC's Colonel Sanders called blacks the N-word and never faced backlash. Then he went further, saying during his early life in Indiana, people would drag African Americans from trucks until they died. The comments during a media training session aimed at avoiding public relations blunders came after he'd already caused an uproar by wading into the NFL's debate on anthem protests, allegedly saying it's hurt business. Schnatter admitting the insensitive comments in a statement saying, regardless of the context, I apologize. Simply stated, racism has no place in our society. But the backlash was severe. Major League Baseball suspending a popular promotion with Papa John's, its stock taking a hit before recovering.
Corporations are lots of people and they have their own culture. So when you tie it to a particular personality, the entire enterprise can be harmed.
Let's piggyback from that. This whole thing escalated and got transpired when the NFL players took a stand and kneel because they didn't want to take a stand for the national anthem. And a lot of people was chaotic about it because some fans were for it and some was against it. Some felt you should have stand for the national anthem, and some just felt like, hey, if you don't believe in what's going on in the country, then you take a kneel. There was a divided thing in the NFL that led the NFL viewership to go down, and it led Papa John's immediately come out as the NFL's official piece to say, hey, we're losing sales because of this kneeling down. So, because of the partnership with NFL and Papa John's. He blames sales decrease from that. All right, let's watch this and we'll take a look from there. Take a look.
The face, founder, and chairman of Papa John's Pizza.
Better ingredients, better pizza. PapaJohns.com.
Admits to using a racist slur. Immediate calls for John Schnatter to resign from the U of L Board of Trustees came from the NAACP and the Kentucky Democratic Party. He did, a move Bill Stone, an overseer with U of L, says was the right one.
And I thought John showed dignity and class by resigning quickly and not putting U of L through a long, laborious debate about this issue.
It's all the result of a May conference call with a marketing agency to improve Schnatter's image. Forbes reports Schnatter said Colonel Sanders called blacks the N-word and never faced public backlash. He also talked about his early years in Indiana when he says people used to drag African Americans from trucks until they died. A Forbes source said Schnatter was attempting to convey dislike for racism, but some on the call found the comments offensive. In a statement, Schnatter said the report was true and that, regardless of the context, I apologize. Simply stated, racism has no place in our society.
I think he also needs to put some funding to some of these organizations that he's hurt. I mean, he is an influential person with a lot of power, and he has wielded that power in ways that have not always been great for the African American community.
Sadiqa Reynolds with the Louisville Urban League thinks Schnatter's name belongs just one place.
I think his name should be on the mailbox at his house.
It appears Jeffersonville's mayor, Mike Moore, agrees.
You don't sell integrity.
Moore grew up with Schnatter in Jeffersonville. The pizza mogul recently donated $800,000 to the Nahant Fieldhouse. Moore says he spoke to Papa John's officials today and made the decision to remove Schnatter's name from the Fieldhouse.
They have subtly threatened a lawsuit. It's not easy to turn your back on an $800,000 gift, but some things are more important than money.
That didn't end there. As customers thought the situation at hand, about the situation at hand, and say, all these customers who supported him, and he turns around and says this.
And I just said, listen, other people have used that word. I don't and will not use that word, and people at Papa John's don't use that.
Schnatter claims in a new interview from a local Louisville radio station that he was pressured to use the N-word from a marketing agency.
The agency was promoting that vocabulary in that genre.
This morning, the agency has not commented. Schnatter reportedly complained during a conference call that KFC's Colonel Sanders called blacks the N-word and never received backlash. The remarks were made during a media training session for the company after Schnatter made comments about NFL players protesting inequality, partly blaming the league for declining sales.
I feel horrible about this and sick because the reason you do, a practice or a media training session is so you don't do something like this.
Former partners are scrambling to distance themselves. The company Schnatter helped build has removed his image from promotional material, and company shares have tumbled. The University of Louisville, his alma mater, is removing his name from its stadium, and Major League Baseball even pulling their sponsorship.
My employees are distraught. They're crushed, and it's all because I was sloppy and I wasn't as sensitive.
Makes you think what people's agendas are when it comes to stuff like that. Like, now you are in the millions, you're a millionaire, something like that, and you take the N-word, and you disparage the N-word, and what can you say? What can you do? But a whole lot of people did this.
Done great things for the Restaurant Association.
Once the respected face of Papa John's, tonight, swift reaction against John Schnatter. The 56-year-old admits he said the N-word during a role-playing exercise on a call. It was a session to help him avoid scandal after he blamed protesting NFL athletes for dipping profits last year. Tonight, people downtown writing their reactions to this story for us in one word: unfortunate, wrong, setback.
Think of yourself, how would you feel if somebody said something, that offended you like that?
Yeah, it's very hurtful, and people take it very serious.
Disrespectful to everybody, his company, the person he's on the phone with.
People on that call clearly offended. The context of the slur? Schnatter claimed another public figure had called black people that word, but never had any backlash. For Anthony Brown,
black people, that word carries on a million to years ago,
A painful word that should never be uttered. Anthony's wife, equally passionate.
If you say it, that means you really say it all the time.
Wow. Wow. Papa John's losing credibility and losing interest amongst the people on what they tolerate with and what they don't tolerate with when it comes to racial injustice. Well, did we see this coming, or did we just didn't see this at all? We don't know. But with Papa John's, the business is still afloat, but the man who started the business has been removed from office immediately. That says a lot of the company, that you're not bigger than your own company. Your company could go without you and you can still be on the outs looking in. You say that, for instance, like Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs was at Apple. They kicked him out. He was looking out. He came back with a brand new look, a brand new attitude, and a brand new demeanor. Papa John's We don't know, but he's out for how long? So, you know, hey, we can say for the obvious for right now, but let's hope things go swell. But that teaches everyone a teachable moment on just have respect for any and everybody. You know, like, I'm a firm believer of Dr. Martin Luther King's civil disobedience. You know, I judge you for your character, not by not your color, your skin, your sexual orientation, stuff like that. Treat you equally as you should treat everybody else. That tells you a lot. Well, that does it for Viral. The Papa John's, the rise and fall of Papa John's. It's been the good one. I have been Kendrick Dick saying so long, and we'll see you next time here on Viral.